Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer.
I'm Julia Hartley.
The Purple Ranger. I like that.
You like that?
I do. We are doing a video, as you can see, slightly differently than normal. We're not actually walking at the moment.
Not yet.
We will be, have no fear. We're sitting in a car. The reason we're sitting in a car to start our video is we're on a fairly busy road. You can probably hear it, you can't see it, but it's just there. And we're in West Sussex. We're just close to the Washington roundabout, just north of Worthing. And we're here because we're going to do a bit of geocaching.
Geocaching.
Have you ever done geocaching?
Not first.
Beep beep babadi doo.
Something like that.
Yeah. not first hand.
Not personally, not first hand is what I was trying to say. Thank you.
Okay.
No, it's always with a good friend of mine who, whenever she comes over, we have to do
a geocache.
She has this addiction that she has to do one every day.
Well, and the reason we're doing this is because we went out for a walk earlier. Well, depending on when you saw it, we went out around Ashurst and we did a country walk. And we'd finished filming, and then we did our behind-the-scenes thing, which normally we use this camera for. And then, as we finished that, we were just clearing up, and we saw this old plastic Tupperware.
Yeah, it looked like someone's discarded lunchbox.
Yeah, and we thought, oh, that's typical. Someone's just, we like to clear up a bit of the rubbish when we see it. So we picked it up and then realised
that actually there was a little notebook and a couple of pens and a couple of little toy type things.
It was a geocache.
Yeah.
So I posted a picture on Facebook to say, hey, look what we found. And a couple of people said, geocache, what's that? Therefore, this video was born. So we've parked up and we're going to go up a little lane. Are you ready to go? See if we can locate this thing. We'll talk more about the geocaching and how you find them and all that in a sec. Right, hats on.
Put your hat on, I've got my hat on.
Oh yeah, there we go. Got my phone. I'm going to need the phone.
Got my wellies on.
Let's go. Ooh. Right. Well, we're leaving the car there and we're on this little lane, and the idea is to look for a geocache. So now, Julia, you've done this before.
Well, not personally.
Okay. So I have done this before, and it's quite easy, really. You go online, you download the app from the geocaching website. I'll put the address on the screen, and then you get an app. Can you show that to the camera? And then basically you're presented with hundreds of, let's carry on walking, you're presented with hundreds of thousands of potential caches. These are like little treasure boxes, aren't they?
Little containers that have a little logbook and sometimes a little gift or something inside as well.
Yeah, which is great. And they're hidden in the countryside or in the town in different places, and you're given a clue, you're given a map reference, and you can go off in search of them. And so that's what we're doing, just to try and demonstrate one such thing. However, where we've come, I've chosen particularly this spot because it's quite interesting. We're on this little lane which doesn't say whether it's private or, in fact, whether it's public. And we know that there's a geocache here just off the Washington roundabout. When you look on old maps, and we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
You see on the old maps how the area has changed.
So vastly in such a short time, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite scary how much. There was buildings on the roundabout.
Yeah, in particular one that had a plaque on it.
Yeah, had a benchmark that's
it.
carved in. Would have been carved in, I don't know, probably in the Victorian area by the map makers, to give you an idea of where water level was, so that then they could build on wherever if they needed to, because they could draw accurate maps. Anyway, it's no longer there. There's just a roundabout with trees on it. It's all very nice, but you'd never know that the historic buildings had once been there. And this lane, which we're looking up now, used to be a very old path. And again, if you look on old maps and things, this lane used to go all the way up to Washington Church, up this little route. And I guess it's an abandoned road now, because you've got the new A24, which is a far busier, bigger road that I'm guessing went in during the 1960s, I think. Anyway, the point is, somewhere here is a geocache, and we've got to find it. Now, some of the geocaches on their website you have to upgrade and pay like £2 or £3 a month if you're really into it, but many of them are free, and they give you the coordinates, and then it's just treasure hunt time.
Yeah, sometimes they'll give you clues as well.
Yeah, so I did look at the clue because I wanted to make sure we did find it, and it said it was magnetized to the post.
Okay.
So that means it must be a metal post. So I'm actually thinking it's probably further back than where we were. But before we do that, I'm just wondering if we can just have a little walk up to that gate and just see what's around. Because these geocaches can be anywhere. The one we found the other day by accident was just beside a tree.
It was just perched underneath a downed tree, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Very lovely downed tree.
Absolutely beautiful downed tree. This is quite an interesting little lane here, because
on the left we've got this embankment with all these oak trees in it. They're all quite venerable.
Yeah, have a look down here, ladies and gentlemen. There's a bank which obviously is just filled up with a bit of water, and a little brook is coming through. If I tilt down, you'll see. But there's this definite wood bank here, which, from the readings that I've made from Oliver Rackman books, they delineate people's property, and it could go back to the 16th century or even in medieval times. And if you look beyond, you can see there's a whole load of fir trees in there, which is a fairly new plantation. They're probably only 60 odd years from probably when the A24 went through.
Yeah, they look about the right age for that.
Without the clue, we could be scouting around here for ages looking for it.
They do give coordinates, don't they?
They do, so that if you've got a GPS, an accurate GPS, you can find it. Now, curiously,
seen that? So pretty.
Look at this. This little lake or pond is marked on the old maps. And this is fantastic. There's an island in there as well. Right, I think we should go and have a look at that other post now, don't you?
Yeah, let's go
and see if we can find the geocache. So we're going to come back up this old lane. We now got to see if we can find the cache. We're coming back. There's a couple of metal posts here. Let's have a look. What's that in the top of that?
A magnetised cache.
There it is. And I knew it was a mini one because they said it was a mini cache. Oh, this is very interesting.
It's a bit wet in there.
So, there it is, we found it. It's just this, in this little tiny little pot, covered in gaffer tape by the looks of things. And I assume there's a magnet or something in there, and then as Julia is showing you,
a little list
of people who found it. Sometimes you get gifts, sometimes you get different things. I was going to leave a Bald Explorer card if it had been a bigger plastic Tupperware pot type thing, but obviously we can't. But Julia's going to scribble on the date and whatever message that you want to write. You can, of course, go online and go onto the website and say you found it and leave a message there. You can even put a photograph of you finding it, you know, so
there we go, look. 16th to 12, 18, although the 18 is a Bold Explorer. I don't know if that'll show.
So very easy. Download the app, check it out and start trying to find some geocaches. Obviously you can find several in a day. You don't have to drive as we have to the point. You can go for a walk.
Well, quite often there'll be a string of them. You can start a walk and locate several upon the route, which is quite fun to do.
Yeah, it gives you motivation when you're out walking. And also, like us, perhaps you look at a bit of the history as well, as we did, and found this interesting lane. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this little short video.
I have.
Yeah, we've been geocaching.
Yay!
Leave a comment, subscribe, become a patron, help support what we do, and we'll bring you more videos. Till next time, from
Julia Hartley
and me, Richard Vobes. Bye for now. Well done, Juliet. Now we've got to put the thing back.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's it. Oops. There we go.